Okay, so after the best of one in the Arena Open didn't go so well, decided to try best of 3 here. And again, I wasn't really excited at all about the cards that I got. None of the rares were very good anyway. But even after looking at all the other cards, it was still pretty bad. So I got a Runeforge champion that I was expecting to play, but there are exactly 0 runes in this entire sealed pool of any color, which means there's no reason to play that because it's just a 2/3 that does nothing for 3. Yeah, and when I saw Vega, I thought I might be able to play that card and that would be pretty good. But when I looked at the cards that I had, I didn't really notice any foretell cards. And then later I realized, well, there are 4 of them, so I probably should have just gone with that from the start. So yeah, initially I was thinking I'm just going to play blue-white and probably splash black. But now that I look at the green, maybe I could have played green instead. I guess I didn't even just... when I looked at green, I saw that there was like 5 cards, and I'm like, yeah, I just can't play green, I guess. But there was a couple of Eyeside Trolls and stuff. I don't think I had that many snow though. And most of my cards seem to be blue and white anyway. So here I think I'm just looking, are there any foretell cards here? And I just could not see any other than the Ravens. And Saw It Coming is another one, and so is Iron Verdict, but I didn't even notice that at the time. So here I guess I'm looking at the Rally, maybe trying to play that. There are a lot of like humans or warriors or something like that. Just basically looking at all the creature types and trying to figure out what I can even do. I suppose it would have been pretty easy to splash green given that I had two snowlands. Yeah, okay. I don't even know how I didn't even notice this at the time, but that probably would have been correct. I did have 2 Icebind pillars as well. Yeah, that would have been better, I think. But then I just decided, what if I just pivoted to not even playing blue at all? And I just tried to play some aggressive black-white deck. Not sure how long the deck building is going to be here. Probably going to be a little bit, because I didn't pause it this time. But mostly what I ended up doing was playing... Yeah, mostly I ended up just playing this black-white deck and then trying, in the sideboard, trying to put all the blue cards in. which didn't actually go too well. Because only having 2 minutes to put all the cards in that you want and then decide all the cards that you don't need to take out, and then also trying to fix the mana base after that, it's pretty tough. I might just skip ahead here a little bit. Oh, too far. So it should be just about done here. I was thinking maybe I could splash red, but all my red cards were pretty bad. There's no real reason to do that. Also, it would have been pretty difficult given my mana base. I didn't really have any red jewel lands or anything. And this I feel like I got this exact hand like 5 times. 4 lands, one of them's a snow swamp, and I've got nothing to play until turn 3, except for the champion. And yeah, the champion is just my turn 3 play, and I feel like I just got that hand like 5 times this draft. I mean this sealed, so look out for that. I was thinking I'll probably end up using Bounding Gold on their pillar at some point in this match. But here I think I just wanted to boost the 3/3 into a 4/4. And I might actually play the sword now. Just because I have the 2 mana and nothing to really do with it. Okay, I go for the Wither Crown, because even though their Hawk is just kind of looting, at least the Wither Crown will deal some damage to them. If I had any creatures, I would have just been playing those instead, but somehow I've drawn every non-creature spell that I had. That probably would have been nice to have last turn. I almost wanted to tap their Hawk here, but I didn't bother. I was surprised that they used the Veil on it, because it's still dealing damage to them with the crown on it. But I think they might have had a way to remove the Wither Crown, which I kind of didn't really care about. Didn't know what to do here. I kind of wanted to play the Spectral Seal, and I think I might have. No, I just passed because I wanted to leave out the mana to be able to boast my creatures. All 3 of my creatures have boast here. And I was thinking about attacking. Okay, I did attack with both. So now I can I didn't need the tap boast, but I guess I left up mana for the other one as well, the the burst on the other creature, which of course they were going to tap anyway. So it was probably correct to play the steel pre-combat. It is funny there, I could put any card from my deck on top, and I'm just like, I think I'll just put a land. I don't know. Putting the land on top allows me to use a burst ability and use Bounding Gold. Even after they used the pillar, after they used the pillar here, I don't think my attacks were very good. It took me a while to decide what to even do. And I think they were expecting me to have something, but I didn't, so I don't even think the attack that I made was correct, really. But it ended up being correct, the way that they blocked. So even though I have the tap ability here, they then just get to kill the Goldmaw champion basically for free. I mean, they would be taking 5 damage. But then I just ended up attacking with 1 creature. Also, so that I wouldn't have to spend the 2 mana on the champion's burst ability anyway. But yeah, they just blocked with just the wolf, which I was pretty happy with. They could have just double blocked it. They would have only lost 1 creature anyway. I guess they really wanted to keep that hawk for some reason. I'm not sure if I'll put the score up because this is best of 3. Maybe I will. But I might as well only just put that up after each match, I guess. I'm 1 mana away from playing the Valkyrie sword as a creature. I could have just put a land on top. But I suppose the 6 mana spell was fine anyway. So I think I might try to make this. I might just leave it. I don't know. I might just leave it how it is, given that I won. Just gonna put the score up now. And that'll just be the match score, I guess. For the matches, rather than the games. Because you can see that I'm up 1 win. Anyway, I think the opponent just didn't even show up for this. I might want to skip this if I can. So I mulligan to this hand, and then I'm pretty sure they just time out here. So I'll try to skip that. No? Okay. Oh yeah, this is the next game. I went too far. Okay. So I can update the score now. Yeah, their last opponent, they just timed out and then didn't even really show up for the second game. So I wanted to just try to be as aggressive as I could be here. I did draw another 1 mana creature, so I was like, could play 2 creatures here. Or I could just play the steel and the cleric, and I think that's what I do. Because if I do just play a couple of little creatures here, if they just play anything like that, I wouldn't be able to attack into it anyway. And I think I might just play the sword here because it just felt like I was so far away from getting 7 mana that was just never going to happen. I just wanted to try to kill my opponent as quick as I could here. I actually don't think this Crush the Weak was even that good here. It would have drawn them a card if I didn't use the Village Rites, so that was good. But of course I just draw 2 lands, pretty annoying. And then after that I draw a 3 mana cost card. Also very annoying, given that I wanted to equip the sword and I'm 1 mana short of doing that. But I just play the champion because next turn I'll probably want to tap something. But they might just have a burn spell here or something. Surprised they attacked, but they must have had something, yeah. So I don't think there was a way to boost both of my creatures here. So I just tried to boost up the smallest one. And I think they have poison in the cup, yep. Of course they have the best removal spell in the format. And I'm pretty sure I just lose this game. It was looking okay, but I just draw lands every turn, and my opponent has the... As soon as they kill my creature here, it's bad for me. So yeah, one thing I can do with the Spectral Steel is get back the Wither Crown. And I was pretty annoyed with this. I'm pretty sure my opponent drew this card every single game and played it every single game. I knew I could put the crown on it though, so probably why I didn't just instantly concede here. But it still just gets them whatever they want, really. Got punished by not playing a land the turn before. But I did decide to play the land then. I was holding the lands in case they had the Skull Raid to make me discard 2. And they did have the Skull Raid, so they got to draw a card from that. And it would have been 2 cards if I had just been playing my lands the whole time. But if I did have the mana, I suppose I could have played the sword here, but I wouldn't anyway, because then I would just be chumping with the angel anyway. So kind of my plan was play the rally, and then when I do play the Valkyrie sword, it will be big enough to block their Cyclone Summoner, but they did just have the squash anyway, which only cost 2, so pretty sure this game was just over and nothing actually matters. Yeah, and yeah, it was over at this point. Because I can play the Disciple, but then they can just play their squash in response anyway, and then I think I'm dead anyway, really. Because unless I have 3 blockers, I'm just dead, and I couldn't even get 3 blockers, even without them squashing one of my creatures. So now is when I try to... and I'm pretty sure I do it wrong as well. Having only 2 minutes to do this is insane. Only having 2 minutes to try to add an entire color to your deck that you weren't playing. And yeah, trying to figure out the mana base at the same time. Pretty sure I did it wrong here, but I did not have the time to even think, really. I was adding a fair amount of blue cards and not that many blue lands. And yeah, it just takes so long. I suppose I should have just been adding in any island, and yeah, I realize here with like 10 seconds left, there's like 43 cards in this deck. What is happening? Did I just add too many lands? Is that what happened? But yeah, I think I needed to take out another couple of cards. So this was going to be interesting. And I was like, I knew I messed up the sideboarding, so I'm like, maybe it's better to draw first, I don't know. But I just decided to play first anyway. Don't even have white mana in this hand. And from this position, it doesn't look like I can win this game. The opponent's just curving out with perfect mana, while I'm stuck on 2 lands, and I didn't have white mana either. But I do have 2 black, so I was kind of trying to set up to use Crippling Fear. And this was pretty annoying, given that I only have 3 cards in hand, and they're skull raiding me on turn 4. I'm pretty sure I just keep the Crippling Fear in my hand. If I drew a land, I would have just played the Crippling Fear then, I'm pretty sure. And I decided, if I'm going to use the Fear anyway, eventually, why not make them pay the 3 mana there and just lose one of my creatures, yeah. I wanted them to play another creature or 2 here. I didn't want to just play Crippling Fear to get rid of 2 creatures that kind of don't really do anything. Of course, they had the Run Amok. Pretty sure I'm just going to play the 3/2 now. Although, yeah, I was unsure whether to do that or not, because that taps me out of using my counter spell. So, of course, they had their rare that I could have countered had I not played my creature. So yeah, I just counted a Bergstrider here, my Bergstrider, because it's too big for the Crippling Fear, but the other creature they got isn't, so I didn't really mind them just getting that card. And, yeah, I was kind of trying to really make sure that I didn't name something they had. Raise seems pretty good here, but it takes so long to try to figure out what you're gonna name with raise. But I guess you don't. I guess you can just like start casting it and then figure it out. But here I'm like, what do I even get? It would be nice to get the Bergstriders, but I don't even have 5 mana. I decided just to play the Raven, and then I could just raise at the end of their turn because it's an instant anyway. I knew I could put the Wither Crown on that 5/6, so I already had a way to deal with that. And again, I'm like, I think I wanted the double spell guy, but if I had 5 mana, of course, I would have just got both Bergstriders back, I think. But given that I was so short on mana, I'm pretty sure I just wanted the Berserker, so that I could play that and then the Wither Crown in the same turn. I don't even know if I should have won this game, but I kind of gambled in it and it worked out. I just wanted to make my Berserker a 5/5 here. The only way I could really do that was to make this play. I definitely wanted to draw a land as well, because I was needing 6 mana. And if I attacked with the Raven there, I knew that they could, if they had the removal for the Berserker, I would just be dead. Because I was only at 4. If I was at 5, then yes, I would have just attacked with the Raven. I knew that they could cast Run Amok on their Ravager, but luckily I didn't attack with the Raven, because then that gave me a potential double block on it anyway. And given that I have the Iron Verdict, I thought I might as well just try to get them killed in 2 turns here. Even though they have the Run Amok, it'll only boost the toughness to 5. So we'll still die to the Verdict anyway. And by some miracle, I guess they had nothing here. So I don't know how I won that game, but I did. And now I'm like, okay, probably need to fix this. Trying to count how many lands I had. And in Kaldheim, there's so many different types of lands that I'm like, makes it hard to count. I can't even, I was trying to separate them by colors, but then you also have to scroll over to see like how many swamps is that. Pretty sure I should at least play one of those Icebind Pillars in the deck. I do have 4 Snowlands though. But I guess I'm just spending the 2 minutes trying to fix the mana base. Because I had 16 lands and I was pretty sure I wanted 17. Also, I had to try to figure out which colors I had the most of. And I had a lot more not black than white, so cut some white lands for some black lands. And the sand actually looks okay for once. I wasn't happy about seeing Magda on turn 2 though, when I'm playing second. I still have the village rights if they do have a removal for the Raven here. But they attacked. There's no way I wasn't going to block here. And then they play the Jarl, so I just draw 2 cards rather than just not drawing 2 cards. I'm not sure what I do here. I might just spend 4 to play the Raven. I do have Raise, so I can get both Ravens back, and maybe that's what I was planning to do here. Yep. I was thinking I would just make this trade and then Raise can get them both back. Raise can get them both back anyway, so... And yeah, I was kind of regretting that, given that they had exactly Disdainful Stroke, and I could have just played a 3 mana spell instead. But I guess drawing Bounding Gold then was exactly what I needed. So I wasn't sure whether to play the untap land so that I could raise back both Ravens, or if I just wanted to play the tap land so that I could play the Dread Rider. Still don't know which play was correct. So I know what card they're foretelling. It's the Jarl. And I think I missed 3 damage this turn because I should have just attacked. Don't know why I didn't. Because I definitely didn't want to exile one of the Ravens in my graveyard. So even though I would be leaving up the mana for the ability, I don't think I wanted to use it. I could have played Raven's Warning and had mana to raise both of my birds. Yep, and there's that demon again. Every single game. So now I actually attack. I knew they had Skull Raid in their deck, which is why I was trying to hold back on playing lands. But from this position, it was looking pretty good. Only had 1 blue mana at this point, so I couldn't play the Warning and the Raven. So that was a pretty good draw for them. And yeah, they get to cast their demon again, which is pretty annoying. I was wondering if missing the 3 damage with the Dread Rider before was going to cost me the game. Oh, did I just... Oh wow, I didn't even realize. I could have drawn an extra card then by playing the Watcher first and then the Raven. Don't know how I missed that, but that's pretty funny. And I can get any card out of my sideboard on top of the deck. Don't even know if there's anything good in the sideboard. Yeah, just a pillar. I seem to just be getting the pillar every single time with that, meaning that I should put at least one of them in the deck. Wasn't sure what to do here. I did want to put Wither Crown on their demon. Okay, so that's what I did. And they could have blocked here and not been dead, but they just decided to be dead instead. I was probably going to win that game anyway, I guess. I think here I was thinking about, do I just straight up just make this a blue, black, white deck instead of trying to sideboard blue in. but I just stuck with it for some reason. And yeah, like, I feel like I got this exact hand before. Almost exactly. When I would want to have cheaper cards. Like that cleric that I just drew then. Although I wouldn't be playing that on turn 1 really. My plan here was to play the pet and then the cleric on turn 4. I thought that might be maybe enough. That I could just get aggressive and win this game. Don't think it worked out that way though. Because the opponent just had a better deck than me. Pretty sure they play Binding the Old Gods here. Which I was thrilled about. When I don't have the mana up for Village Rites. Pretty sure my opponent had the turn 2 pack made every single game as well. Turn 3 pack made, I guess. Every single game. Which I was also pretty happy with. And there's the Binding. I don't know why they spent so long thinking. I guess they were just thinking about what they were going to kill with it, maybe. So I wanted to play one of these clerics as my second spell. And I just didn't even play the other one, because why would I play it if it's not the second spell? So I knew that I could Village Rites that, and I wasn't sure whether I should do it now or I should just wait till next turn. And I'm pretty sure I just do it now, because this way I kind of have 1 extra mana for next turn anyway. Didn't draw a land, which is unfortunate. So here I can play the Berserker and then the Cleric. I could have also just played the Braggart and then the Cleric. But from here it doesn't look too bad, right? Except I'm pretty sure I just lose this game. I have all the same creature types, so what I could do is play the Crippling Fear, turn that creature into an 0/3, but they could still just block a 1/1 and still be alive. They would go to 1. But I was pretty annoyed that I didn't have 3 black. I felt like I got punished pretty badly for that. And of course they have Poison the Cup, because why wouldn't they? I didn't want to be playing these creatures because they're different creature types and I have Crippling Fear, but I just don't really think I had an option there. Crippling Fear doesn't even really kill their other creatures. And again, I just draw another black card, which I would be able to play if I had the mana for it. And yeah, I just go aggressive here because I just want to use Crippling Fear to kill all their creatures. And I can't actually use Village Rites even if I wanted to, because then they would just get the creature. So at least I get to Crippling Fear and just trying to make sure they don't have any humans, I guess. so that kind of looked okay, but I didn't really understand how... I mean, I suppose I did because all their cards were better, but I drew 5 lands this entire game, and they drew like 100, and I still just lose because all their cards are just so much better than mine. Poison the Cub, Binding the Olga, yeah, every single card they've played so far. Except maybe the Mentor, but even that's pretty good in this situation. Pretty sure I might just use a Village Rats here. Could have waited until my turn in case I got some sort of a double spell card, but that wouldn't even work anyway, I don't think. And yeah, now I get Disciple when they've got no cards left in their hand. I think I just play Rally here. I was expecting them maybe to use their sack land, so I didn't want to use Bounding Gold until after that. Don't think anything really matters because I'm pretty sure I just lose this game. That was a good trade for me. Kind of. And I knew I could just bound their flyer here. I even got to make them discard their Crippling Fear. But I still think there's just no way I win this game. I suppose if they drew like maybe 3 lands in a row at the end there, maybe I could have won. But of course everyone always just hits with Herald every time, which I was pretty annoyed about also. Don't think there's any way the cards that I have can match up to their cards. They were only at 10. They must have gained some life at this point. Yeah, they gained like 5 life when they made that attack. So there was a very small chance I could get them with the Dread Rider. There was like 1,000,000 creatures in my grave, so eventually the life loss from the Dread Rider could have killed them, but I guess they just kept drawing creatures every turn. Sometimes multiple creatures like Harold, so there was a small chance of winning this game, but not when my opponent just draws good cards every turn. So Ray's probably maybe the best card I could have drawn, but still don't think it even saves me. Would be nice if there was any way I could gain life with the Oracle, but it's not possible because if I was going to get that, it would be the second spell, because the first spell I have to cast is Raise. And I only had 4 mana left, and I needed to cast 2 creatures, so I was kind of restricted in what I could do here. Because I needed to have 3 blockers. Don't even have the mana to use the Dread Rider this turn anyway. But I'm pretty sure they just have a removal spell. And then they win. No, they don't. They just have another creature. But I knew I was going to start drawing lands eventually. And yeah, I'm just dead on board here. Doesn't even matter what they drew. So that was the first game. It was kind of close. But my opponent's deck is just like 1,000 times better than mine. I think I put the Giant's Amulet in, but it would have been way better just to have an Icebind Pillar instead. Especially given that the Giant's Amulet you need double blue for. And I think I might have forgot to put extra islands in this deck. Because I was running out of time. I think I might have also ended up with 16 lands as well. Not sure if I lose this game or not, but that sideboarding wasn't great. And now I draw the Giant's Amulet, which is a bad card if you don't have 2 blue sources. And yeah, I was pretty sure they were going to play a Packmate. Of course, because why wouldn't they have it? So here I can either just tap their creature or play the Wither Crown. And I just tap their creature because the Bergstrider can eventually just block their Packmate. Wanted to save the Wither Crown for something else. But yeah, I got pretty badly punished for putting Giant's Amulet in this deck. Can you imagine if it was the pillar instead? That would have been pretty good. But I was probably, yeah, and here I realize, oh yeah, I can't even do what I want with that card because I don't have the double blue. I just play the Wither Crown there because I have the Bounding Gold. If I did have double blue, I would have just played the Amulet as a 4/5 giant. But I think I even just forgot to add islands to this deck after adding all those blue cards. There's like 3 blue sources. Definitely wanted to just play my lands here because I was trying to get 7 mana for the Valkyrie sword. Was expecting them to just double block this Bergstrider here. Don't know why they didn't. But yeah, when I play the sword, they just use Feed the Serpent. I still have the sword around anyway, so there's at least that. Disdainful Stroke would have been nice any turn before this. Could have countered the Feed the Serpent. No, I couldn't because I was tapped out, but I could have maybe countered something, I don't know. I suppose it's fine to just draw it now. That was a good draw, the Raven's Warning. Pretty sure I just wanted to equip that token next turn and attack with it. Then have to trade the Valkyrie for my creature. Unless they want me to draw a card. So here I just play the Amulet. Just as a really bad equipment. So that I can boost the Berserker. But with the Raven's Warning I can get a card from the sideboard. Pretty sure I'll just grab the Icebind Pillar. That should actually just be in the deck anyway. Even from here, I wasn't really confident that I could win this game. I was thinking, can I just tap one of their creatures here and then attack? But my attacks weren't really very good anyway. So I think I decided just to use the pillar to tap the troll on their turn. Yeah, there was a lot that I could do. I could like switch the equipment to the Berserker as well as tapping the troll now. But then I just have a 1/1 on defense. So I probably would have done that if I also had the 3 mana to then equip the Disciple again, but that wasn't an option. I didn't really mind if they were just going to attack with their flyer, because then that's one less blocker that they have, so pretty sure I just wanted to tap the troll here. Didn't want to draw a snow-covered island, but I mean I didn't want to draw a land there. But I had stuff to do with my mana anyway, I guess. So I didn't want to give them a good double block here. But maybe I should have just let them Just in case they have a skull raid, I'm holding on to the land. I do wonder if it would have been correct just to let them possibly have a double block on the Berserker, given that it would kill the Jarl and the Watcher. Because then I could just double equip the Disciple and that would be a 4/4. That's a good draw. Pretty happy with that. And I think I just win the game from here. Because I drew exactly that card. But I suppose if I just drew a creature, I could have blocked with that and then tapped their flyer down. Yes, finally I'm like, yeah, I should just put one of those pillars in the deck, shouldn't I? And yeah, I forgot to put a basic island in the deck before. And I think I'm mainly just trying to fix the mana base at this point. This hand's pretty good. All the colors, a couple of ravens, and saw it coming. But here we go with the turn 3 pack mate for the third time in a row. I suppose they had Harold as well. Because why wouldn't they also have that card? And of course it didn't miss. So many foretell cards here. Pretty scary. And I think they were actually playing around Crippling Fear this whole game, which is pretty annoying. Because that's what I had in my hand. So they were just not playing any creatures the whole time. Yep. I mean, maybe they would have just done that anyway, but I felt like this whole game they were just playing around the Crippling Fear. Pretty unfortunate that I didn't have a Snowlands, but I think I just played the Bergstrata anyway because I can't really do anything else other than just foretell a counterspell. Maybe that's what I should have done. Because then I could have countered Tergrid, which is a problem. But at this point I just felt like the game was pretty much over. Would have been nice if I could counter Tergrid. But my plan for Tergrid was just to use the Iron Verdict on it. And finally they play a pack mate. So here I suppose I could Crippling Fear. But I guess I was trying to get more value out of it. I wanted them to play more creatures. Yeah, they played this Vega. And I could have countered it, but I'm like, well, the Crippling Fear kills that anyway, so I know that they have a Foretell card that they can play, but... And here I'm like, do I really counter this thing? Because it also just dies to Crippling Fear anyway. And I think I just let them have it. But what I wanted to do was draw a land next turn, and I didn't. Because I wanted to also have a counterspell after playing the Crippling Fear, but I didn't really have an option at that point. It would have been nice if I could just counter that Mentor. But yeah, at this point, it's just like, don't even have the snow mana for the pillar anyway, so that was it for this, yeah, for this sealed. Looking back at it, maybe I could have just... Nah. I was thinking maybe I could have played green instead of white, but I had maybe 5 green cards. And look how many white cards there are. So, yeah, maybe I could have been like green, blue, black or something. I don't know. At least, yeah, it didn't go too badly. I still got decent results, even though the deck was pretty bad. Wow, I wasn't even updating the... I mean, there was nothing to update, was there? 2-1, because one loss is just it. So at least you get like 2,500 gems back with the 2 wins, which is a lot more than you get for playing best of 1. Yeah, and all those games, all 3 of those matches were like 3-game matches. No 2-0s. So anyway, that's it for this video. Didn't make day 2 and didn't really... I wasn't really going to try again after that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.